Discover the fascinating realm of the mind and unveil the secrets behind our choices in the psychology of decision-making. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of psychology to explore a topic that influences every aspect of our lives, decision-making. Have you ever wondered why you make the choices you do? What goes on in our minds when we make decisions, big or small? Well, you're in the right place, because in this video, we're going to unravel the mysteries behind the psychology of decision-making. So without further ado, let's begin. The process of decision-making. To understand the psychology of decision-making, let's begin by breaking down the process itself. Decision-making is essentially the process of choosing between alternatives. Whether it's picking your morning coffee or deciding on a career path, your brain is constantly working to make choices. The process of decision-making can be simplified into several stages. First, we have problem identification, recognizing that a decision needs to be made. Next comes information gathering, where we seek out relevant data and facts. After that, we move on to evaluating the options, followed by the actual choice, and finally, implementation and reflection on the decision. Cognitive biases. One fascinating aspect of decision-making psychology is the concept of cognitive biases. These are systematic patterns of deviation from rationality in judgment and decision-making. Let's explore a few of these biases. Number 1. Confirmation bias. This bias involves seeking out information that confirms our existing beliefs and ignoring or dismissing data that contradicts them. Essentially, our brains have a tendency to cherry-pick information that aligns with what we already think or believe. This can lead to decisions that are based on a limited, one-sided view of the situation rather than a balanced assessment of all available evidence. Number 2. Anchoring bias. We often rely too heavily on the first piece of information we encounter when making decisions. For example, if you're negotiating a salary and your potential employer suggests a low starting figure, it can anchor your perception of what's reasonable, making it difficult to negotiate for a higher salary. Anchoring can limit your options and affect your judgment. Number 3. Loss aversion. Humans tend to strongly prefer avoiding losses over acquiring equivalent gains. In other words, we feel the pain of losses more intensely than the joy of gains. This can lead to overly conservative decision-making, where we avoid taking risks even if the potential rewards are substantial. It's important to be aware of this bias when evaluating potential opportunities. Factors influencing our decision-making. Now that we've explored the process of decision-making and its intricacies, it's time to take a closer look at the factors that influence the choices we make. Understanding these factors can shed light on why we sometimes make decisions that seem irrational or unexpected. Number 1. Values. One of the most significant influences on our decision-making process is our values. Our values are the guiding principles that define what is most important to us. They serve as a moral compass, shaping our choices and actions in various situations. Consider this. If honesty is a core value for you, you're more likely to choose the path you believe is the most honest, even if it's not the easiest or most profitable option. Number 2. Beliefs. Our beliefs are another critical factor in decision-making. Beliefs are the convictions we hold about what is true or false. They can profoundly impact our choices, even when we're presented with contradictory evidence. For instance, if you believe that all politicians are corrupt, you may find it challenging to vote for any politician, regardless of their individual integrity. This illustrates how our beliefs can limit our choices and influence our decisions. Number 3. Emotions. Our emotions also play a substantial role in decision-making. Emotions are the raw feelings and reactions that color our perceptions of the world. They can be powerful drivers of our choices. For instance, if you're feeling angry, you're more likely to make impulsive decisions that you might not make if you were in a calm state of mind. It's essential to recognize how our emotional state can sway our decision-making process, sometimes leading us down paths we may later regret. Number 4. Past experiences. Our past experiences, too, exert a significant influence on our decision-making. These experiences form the basis of our knowledge and shape our expectations of the world. For instance, if you've had a negative encounter with a particular brand or product in the past, you're less likely to give that brand another chance in the future. This is because our brains are wired to avoid repeating negative experiences. Our past experiences create biases that can either limit or expand our decision-making options. Number 5. The paradox of choice. In today's world, we have an abundance of options in nearly every aspect of life. But does having more choices lead to better decisions and greater happiness? Studies have shown that too many choices can actually lead to decision paralysis and dissatisfaction. The more options we have, the harder it becomes to make a choice, and the more we worry about making the wrong one. So, having a moderate number of options might be the sweet spot for optimal decision-making. Understanding these factors allows us to navigate our decision-making process more consciously. It's also important to note that these factors are interconnected and can sometimes conflict with one another, making decision-making a complex and nuanced process. Strategies for better decision-making. Now that we've explored the various factors influencing our decision-making process, let's wrap up with some strategies to improve your decision-making skills. With a deliberate approach, we can optimize our decisions and lead more fulfilling lives. Number 1. Gather information from diverse sources. One effective strategy is to gather information from diverse sources. When making decisions, it's essential to have a well-rounded understanding of the options available. Seek information from various credible sources, considering different perspectives. This approach broadens your knowledge base, enabling you to make informed and comprehensive decisions. Number 2. Take time to think and reflect. In our fast-paced world, decisions are often made hastily. However, allocating time for contemplation can lead to better outcomes. Reflect on the potential consequences, weigh the pros and cons, and consider how each option aligns with your values and goals. This reflective process hones your decision-making skills. Number 3. Seek advice from trusted individuals. Don't hesitate to seek advice from trusted individuals. Sometimes, an outside perspective can shed light on aspects you may have overlooked. Engage with mentors, friends, or professionals who possess expertise in the area of your decision. Their insights can provide valuable guidance and broaden your perspective, aiding you in making well-informed choices. Number 4. Practice mindfulness to better understand your emotions. It is a powerful strategy to understand and manage your emotions during the decision-making process. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment and acknowledging your thoughts and feelings without judgment. By being aware of your emotional state, you can make decisions more aligned with your long-term objectives rather than being swayed by momentary emotions. Number 5. Be aware of cognitive biases and work to counteract them. Lastly, be aware of cognitive biases and actively work to counteract them. Recognizing biases such as confirmation bias or anchoring bias can help you question your own thought processes. Actively seek alternative viewpoints and evidence to challenge your preconceived notions. By doing so, you'll enhance the accuracy and fairness of your decisions. Remember, decision-making is an art and a skill that can be honed with practice and conscious effort. By employing these strategies, you're not only optimizing your decisions, but also setting the stage for a more satisfying and purposeful life. The psychology of decision-making is a complex and endlessly fascinating subject. It's a reminder that our choices are not just a product of rational thinking, but are deeply intertwined with our emotions, biases, and the way our brains are wired. So, the next time you find yourself facing a decision, whether it's about your career, relationships, or what to have for dinner, take a moment to consider the psychology behind it. If you found this video informative and engaging, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. As always, we love hearing from you, so please leave your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. Until next time, keep making those decisions, and remember, the power to choose wisely is in your hands.